Here, everything that you've been waiting for, the 2022 draft is right around the corner, and we're going to go through our final mock draft, you and me together. Dan might join us. We might have a lot of fun. We might find out what the Chiefs are going to do. So let's get after it. Welcome to RGR. Welcome back, everybody. This is RGR Football. I'm Ryan. This is me going rogue. That's where the name comes from. Dan may be able to pop in here later a little bit, but this is about you and me tonight. We're going to get into our final mock draft of the regular run up to the NFL draft. I'm pretty excited because if you don't know already, I'll be streaming on the Locked On NFL channel here on YouTube, on the Roku streaming for Tegna. I will also be live on in studio on a number of regional networks. So check your listings as well as part of the Locked On network that's owned by the Tegna Corporation. So I'll be flying down to Dallas here on Tuesday night. I'll be in studio with Eric Crocker and a bunch of the Locked On hosts. Wire to wire, we're going to be live. I'll give you everything about every pick all the time. It's going to be fun. So I hope that you guys are ready for it. We're going to get into a mock here tonight. I did notice there's a couple of questions already. Q&A is tomorrow night at 6 Central. We'll definitely answer all your questions there, and I will try at the end of this show to wrap it up and try to get to some of your questions as well. If you guys would give Aaron and Liz Morrow a hand in the chat. I don't know who's running who or who's moderating tonight, but thank you, Liz, for stepping up and helping us out. We all need the help, and I see a ton of messages in already, so thank you very much. Check out Sean's show. Check out Josh's show. For everyone here, for Jeff Porter, I don't know if he's in the chat, but Jeff was integral, as he is every year, in doing the draft guides, getting the matrix out, getting all the statistics done, as well as EJ Holt, who we will try to hook you up with tomorrow night and see if we can get that worked out. Dan, obviously, and everyone who's contributed to all the stuff going on around here. We have a couple new wrinkles I need to get you in on. One is NFL33.com, our new Substack. Go subscribe to that now. It's a lot of it will be behind the paywall. There'll be some free stuff as well, so you can definitely get my draft board. Should go out tomorrow. It's nearly done. I will finish it tonight, and you can download the PDF of my complete draft board at NFL33.com this year for free. It will be available to everyone. So bookmark that so you can go get it and you can check it off as we go through the draft. We'll also have some behind the scenes, and we're going to draft year round now at NFL 33. That is like where we're going to do everything franchise-wise, team building, all that. If you want to help this channel, the super chats are always welcome. I very much appreciate that. I will try to read your comments, but tonight the chat is about you guys voting as we go through this mock together. This isn't going to be me deciding like it was last week or the week before and kind of guide things. This is us as a collective, as Rogue Nation. And if you are a member and you join at the rookie level or higher, you can ping me at rgrpodcast@gmail.com. You can get into the Discord and become part of the Rogue Nation Discord. We're going to do this together. That is the way that it's going to go. And Liz, thank you very much. You are better than Aaron. Sorry, Aaron, when you see this, you're just going to have to deal with that. But I am, you can see, not at the RGR headquarters. We have some things going on family-wise that I am at a undisclosed location. We'll be streaming from here tonight and probably up until Tuesday when Dan takes over, as I will be heading down to Dallas for the draft. So I'm going to switch this over so you guys can see the screen. And here, maybe I can actually zoom that in a little bit so we can see all the selections better. Yes, that should make things better. So my first big thing, and everybody's going to vote in the chat if you are in the live chat. Do you want to try to trade up, or do you want to just let it run to 26 or to see if we get offers to trade up? Hit me in the chat right now. The last thing I see is from Aaron himself. Let me see your opinions, and then we'll get going. And Alyssa, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We'll try to make this a big community that's in the know of everything. It's been working hard. Let's see. Mike Static. I'm having trouble. My mic. Let me know in the chat. Audio is cutting out. Okay. Let me try to fix that. Is that any better? Some audio is static. All right, I might just switch it from microphone then. Sound that'd be okay. So now, you guys let me know if you can hear me. I'm just on the laptop microphone now. That's just the only other option that I have tonight. Hopefully that cleans things up. It is Skynet, Reed. You're absolutely right. DC Jayhawk. Okay, this one's good. Okay, good. Glad to know it. All right, so back to the topic at hand. Do you guys want to try to force a trade up? Do you want to let it roll and see what we get offered, or possibly just pick at 29? Okay. Trade up. Okay, good. Glad it's better. 29 to 50 and go up and move back. I like that, Anthony. Let it roll. Let it run. Okay, thank you, Cole. I appreciate that. Don't know. This is my backup headset, so hopefully it's going to stand pat, let it roll. That's the question, Drunken German. We don't know what the Chiefs' target is. I think they have interest in Jameson Williams, but I don't know if they're willing to trade up to go get him. So that's kind of what I was thinking is we'll just let it roll. And if we get an offer to trade up, we'll evaluate that then. So we get off to a run. And 3 edges in the top 5 as we watch this tick through. We didn't get an offer at 13. I thought we might. We didn't get an offer at 21. I thought we might. And so we did get to be on the clock at 29. And now here we have some offers. And this is moving back to 31 and picking up or to 33 and picking up a 7th. This is moving back to 35 and picking up a 4th. Might counter that, just so that we can move around if we want. But let's take a look at the board. We're on the clock at 29. Jahan Dotson went off. Burks is gone. Elam's gone. Dax Hill is gone. A lot of players that you've seen us mock here before. So what are we left with? We have Booth. We have Boye. We have Scene. We have Nakobe Dean. We have Kyler Gordon and ojabo. So we have 2 athletic edges, one that's injured. We have a corner that's really versatile and physical, a guy that I think fits Spags, but he's coming off an injury as well. So let's see what you guys are saying. Booth, Scene, Booth, Scene. Scene is a dude, that is for sure. Let's go back and look at the trade back. If we go back 4 spots to the Jags, I would not be terribly upset. If we go back to 35, what can we pick up? Because that's going to be the question. I'll give you 29 for 35, but I'm going to want your 3rd, not your 4th. And I'll give you a 4th back. How's that? And a 7th. That might be worth it. So what do you guys think? Would you want to go back to 33 or 35, knowing that there are a couple of players here that are viable? Booth and trade back. Booth. Lions pick. A lot of Booth love in here. Too early for Pickens, only knives. He's going to be in the 40s, maybe the 50s. I wouldn't risk it. Take Booth at 29. Move back and take Mafe. That's kind of my question right now. Is a Mafe versus a ojabo? I don't really want to take the risk on a ojabo until later. If we had an opportunity to take him at 50, I would. But Booth will be gone, I think, if we don't take him here. So let me see if they will still give us the same thing for 30, and they will. So let's take Booth and move back to 35, pick up an extra 3rd. How does that sound? Only knives, you're really high on Pickens. All right, I'm going to pull the trigger on this. You guys seem to see trade back with both. Trade back, don't want a job. Okay, so the pick is Booth at 29, and then we'll trade back 30 to 35. I think they'll take it. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Yep. Okay, so we are still on the clock at 29. We're going to take Booth, put him on the Chiefs roster, and we're going to see what happens. They wanted Ryman. That's what they came up for. Now the Eagles want back in for 51. Ooh, wow, that is a haul. I'm just going to hit counter so we don't lose it. That's all. And let's see. So we lost Gordon. Scene did go. Nakobe Dean did go. Now we're back on the board at 35, and we can take Boye and Mafe. That's the way I'm leaning, even though we covered our bases by getting out of there. We could take Ojabo. If the Chiefs have him graded higher, which they probably do, they may be tempted to take Ojabo now that they've covered it by taking the first selection. So let me know what you guys think. Do you take mafe? Do you take Ojabo? Or is there something else that you guys want to see right here at 35? Mafe. Yes, and thank you for that, Aaron. Very much appreciate that. Mafe or Ojabo. Okay, fair enough. Right, so I have to go decline that. Is that what I have to do? Is I have to go decline this? Okay, so yeah, that's what I want to avoid. Okay, it didn't ping me again, so I think we're okay. So let's go get mafe. That seems to be the consensus. Couple of Ojabos, but definitely more mafes in this particular chat tonight. Let's see what happens with Ojabo. Okay, so we got another offer to go back up. Texans want out of 37. They would want our 50, and they would want our 4th. See what else we can work. Because I think on the board right now, Ojabo went literally right after us. So I was thinking maybe we come back up to get Ojabo, but that didn't work out that way. So that was a 50-50. Now we'll start to target wide receiver at 50. I don't see any reason here. Sky's there, but so is Watson, so is Pickens. I think at 50, we're going to get one of those guys. Knock on wood. If not, I have a couple other ideas. Are you guys good with declining this trade and continuing down to 50? Let it roll. Okay. So we're resuming that. I'm going to decline that offer. Whew. The Jets want to get out of 38 as well, but they want a bunch of 7s and our 3rd, so I'm declining that. Now, I thought maybe the Bears would offer, and I do think if there's a trade up or a trade change scenario that Ryan pulls in, the Bears are a very good scenario for that. I don't think we want to go from 62 to 42, do we? I don't think so. So we're going to decline that as well. German, we took Booth. So here the Bears are at 48 wanting out, and they're trying to pick up a 7th because they do need picks. Now, I don't think that this is actually an offer that I would make, but let me check at who's on the board, because Winfrey's there. This could be quarterback driven. Pickens did go. Watson did go. Moore did go. So I was wrong. All 3 of the wide receivers went. That's actually unlikely in my opinion. I think both Watson and Pickens are going to be right around 50 in the real world. So we're going to have to do that. So what's on the board doesn't give us options there for wide receiver unless we get down to like Bell and Mechie and those kind of guys. Calvin Austin might be a nice guy in the 3rd, by the way. So I don't think that we need to trade. We're going to let that run, and we're going to decline a trade offer. See who goes next. Now, this is the Eagles. Oh, and it did it to us again. It took Isaiah Spiller. So, you know what? I'm just going to do it because this is our channel. We can do what we want. We're going to restart this draft because I thought I declined everything the way I was supposed to. Knock on wood. Oh, it's always something. Okay, so here we go. We're going to let that run again. So basically, I like the way that came out, except for that little run of wide receivers at the top of the second between 37 and 50. So we'll take that, and we'll keep that in the back of our mind, as it looks like we're going to get down to our 29 pick all over again. That's great. And this is basically a trade for a 5th from the Lions, and I don't want to do that. And what do we find is that Booth has gone again. Or no, he hasn't. No, he's there. Okay, so we're going to recreate what we did before. We're going to take Booth. We're going to trade out of 30 if we can. And who was that? I think it was the Jets that we traded with, yes? It was the Jets. So we're going to give them 30. We want 35. I want your third. I'm going to give you a fourth. And I don't need a seventh, but I want your fifth. So we're going to recreate that second trade as well. So we're going to move back to 35. We're going to pick up, we're going to trade, we're going to pick up a third for a fourth and a fifth for a seventh. And then we're going to be right back in business. Now, I agree. I think there will be an option to move up German at 29. I think they will try to move up a little bit depending on how the board falls. I just can't tell you if the smoke screens are real or if they're not. So I'm not trying to trade up. I'm trying to roll with it as we trade around. But now we're back at 29. We're recreating. We're taking Booth again as we did the first time. We're letting it tick down very similarly to what we saw last time. Now we're talking about picking up a fifth, picking up. We're going to decline all those. Green Bay wants us to move back 15. We're not going to do that. Okay, so we've declined all that. We are back on the board. Now it's the same thing. We are back at 35, and we have boye mafe on the board. I think we're going to take him, but before we do that, I'm going to try to recreate the trade with the Texans and see what we can get for it. So move up 50 to 37 to try to take ojabo as well is my thought. And we're going to give you that 69th pick that we just got. And we're going to ask for your 80th back. And they seem to be willing to do that. Up 13, back 11. Let's try to pull that trigger. And we got that done. So here, we'll retake mafe like we did the first time. And we will see what happens right there as we are on the clock at 37. We're going to decline this offer because Pickett went after us, and now we can take ojabo as well. Do you guys want to take ojabo right now here at 37? Bills Mafia says yes. Yes. Fire, fire, fire. Okay, I like it. Now, no from one. Sugary Special says no. Achilles scare me. I get that. From what I understand, though, he's doing well. And I think being that young, I think that works. We will still have, let's double check our picks just so we're all aware. We have 37, 62, 80, 94, and 103. So, yes, we still have plenty of options. We're not going to get a pick at 50 unless we try to move up again, which we could try to do. If we give them 62 and say we give them our new fifth, they'd probably take that. Let's see. If we give them 2 7s, would they take? No. But that's the Colts. Let's see. Who else could we trade back with? Use 80 to move back up. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I just don't want to spread it out too far. So I'd like to use maybe 62. I don't know. 62 and that would get it done, but I don't think it's going to get it done with the Colts. Bears, good call, good call, good call. So let's go to the Bears. See what we can do there. We want your 48th pick. No, we want their 39th pick. They're not interested in moving that far back unless we give them more, which I'm okay with. I'd rather not give 163 but to get to 48, it's going to cost us 80. Move to early 40s for Watson. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Watson or Pickens if we get in there. This is too early, in my opinion, to take either of them. But if we can't get a trade done, we can try. We can try the Seahawks again as well. Because getting 62 to 48 doesn't look like it's going to happen unless we give up that fifth. But I could see doing that. Seattle has 40 and 41. You're right. That is a very good point. So let's do that. We could get this done with the Bears, but let's try the Seahawks instead. And sorry if this screen is a little narrow. I will try to zoom this a little bit and make it easier. Hydra, what are you saying? I'm worried the Chiefs will pass on corners until day 3, and we will struggle with the West being loaded this year. I am concerned about that as well. That's why we went with Booth right off the top. So I am with you. And thank you for the super chat, Hydra. Appreciate you. I don't think I missed any other super chats, so I'm going to roll on, and we're going to get with the Seahawks here. And we're going to try it. We only need to go to 41, right? Maybe we can go to 40. But they definitely want that 5th round pick. Even if I give them both 7s, they wouldn't do it. So let's see if they'll do it for 80 and a 5th. No. So it is 62 to get up to 40. You guys want me to pull the trigger on this? 62 and a 7th to get 40 and 109. Oh, can I get 109? No. No. They are not going for it. So we'll keep our 7ths. You guys want me to pull the trigger on this? Maybe if I give them that, we don't have to give them the 5th. Or maybe we can get something back. Nope. Yes, yes, yes. Like it. Okay. Okay. Everybody's pretty good with doing this. Okay. So we're giving up a 7th and a 5th. Actually, we can keep the 7th, I think. Okay. So we're giving up the 5th to go from 62 back up to 40. And we are on the clock right now. So let's send that. We're doing good. Okay. We got that done. So we are on the clock here at 37. We are on the clock at 41. What have we done? We've taken Booth and boye mafe. Now we have options. We could take ojabo, stash him away, let him come along. I like that concept. We have Sky Moore available. We still have Christian Watson, and we can come back for Pickens if we want. But we only have these 2 picks. Then we're all the way down in the 60s again. No, then we fall to the 80s again. So we got to be crafty with this. Ojabo. I like Cam Thomas and D'Angelo Malone. Chris, you're absolutely right. You're right on par with me too, bud. Just checking so we have 37, 41, 80. So it's a 40 drop there. I'm not sure that I dig that so much, but it is what it is. Now we can pick up talent that we're trying to target here. That makes sense. So Ojabo and Pickens, Ojabo and a wide receiver, Ojabo and Watkins. Okay, so let's pick up Ojabo. We all seem to be agreeing on that. Okay, and now's where it gets interesting. And we're back on the clock at 40. We're going to counter this because this is the only offer. It is from the Niners. And they're offering 62 and 105. Nothing that I have to go get, but let's see who's here. So who went right after us? It was Howell, Moore, Dean. So we have both of our top targets. We have Christian Watson and George Pickens. Back and forth, back and forth. One has some risk because he needs to develop in Watson. And one has risk because he's still, I think, coming back from injury. I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he played 100% last year. Both have some pluses. Both have some minuses. I think Watson's effort is consistent. I'm not sure about Pickens all the time. I think it's up and down. We can't really factor in Debo right here, you guys, so I'm not so sure. 41 is right on the edge of where I could take either of them. I actually have both of them right around the 50 mark, and I do have them right now tonight before I put it out right on next to each other on my board. My board, again, will be available tomorrow for free on NFL33.com. That's our new Substack. And a lot of our explanation pieces will be behind the paywall. It is a paywall, but it's a cheap subscription. It should be super easy. But the board you can get tomorrow. So it looks like we're pretty split here. I like the Travis Jones idea as well. I really do, because defensive tackle is probably the thinnest position in this draft. It's either that or tight end for me. So that is a very good point. Petrie. But I do think that we have to say we have to address the need at wide receiver while we can. Only because I think these are the last two guys that are going to make like starter level impact off the go. And that's only if we truly believe that, because Mechie's still coming back. I mean, so is Pickens somewhat. Bell, I don't think is going to make a huge difference in this offense. Calvin Austin's great, but he's a lower down pick, and his size makes me nervous. I love Khalil Shakir. You guys know that. But I can't make him a priority over these two. That's for sure. Pierce is somebody we could pick up later. And then it gets really iffy all over the place later. So, like, these are the last two in terms of Watkins and Pickens. So let me know, who do you want, Watkins or Pickens, in the chat, and I will take the crowd consensus and we will go with that. Although I will say, whoever suggested Travis Jones, that is a very adept point. There is not much in terms of the interior defensive line beyond him in terms of pass rush. Did Pascal already go? Is he listed as an edge on here? Okay, Pascal's there. That's the guy I would hope last till our next pick, which I think is 80. So maybe we have to work on moving up from 80. And maybe we can move back to where we were. Where were we? 62 with the Seahawks? Let's see if we can trade back into that pick, because I don't want to go back. Oh, 61 would work. Oh, but they want us out of this pick. That's not what I'm looking to do. I'll give you 80 for that pick, bro. Yeah, and they're not interested, and I don't blame them. But let me check the Seahawks. Let's see what they're interested in. I'm looking to get to 62, and they'll take 80 and a 7th to do it. I'm going to pull that trigger just while we're all talking. Perfectly fine. Not jumping your gun or anything. So now we've moved back up, and we are currently holding this pick at 41. We've gone back up to 62 and into our original 62, and back to 94, 103, and 121, our original picks. So we're in good shape here. Pickens, Watson, Ebiketie. I mean, we've gone for the edges. I think we're done with edge unless somebody falls to us late. I mean, look what we've done here. 2 in the 30s. I think we're set for now. Pickens, Watson, Pickens. Looks like Pickens has the advantage in the chat, so we're going to go with Pickens right here. Even though I agree with this ranking, I have Watson higher on my board. But if y'all want Pickens, I can live with it. We'll go for it tonight. So George Pickens comes Kansas City. You've given them a true X possibility, a guy that I think carries an edge to him, and I like that. But you got to make sure that you're getting the most out of him all the time. That's the big question mark. We're on now on the clock at 62. And the Bengals want to come up for a 7th. Not sure why they would do that, but let's see who they're looking to target. Because Pascal is still there. Now, he's a guy that he's listed as an edge here. I don't agree with that. I think he's an interior defensive lineman. I think he provides great pass rush. So after Travis Jones, I would think he would be a nice addition for that particular role. But the rest of the board is here as well. Jalen Petrie is here. McCrary is still here, although I don't like him enough. Cam is still here. Like, he's fallen a little bit. Khalil Shakir is here. So what stands out is that I like Pascal at the end of the second. He might last into the third, but I don't think it's going to go very far. So for me, it's Petrie or Pascal. And I think Petrie's the better prospect overall, but Pascal might be in a position that has more needs. So what do you guys think, Petrie or Pascal? Petrie. Couple of Cam Thomases. I like the way you guys think. But by taking 2 edges already, I think we're out of that until later down. Maybe we'll look for Malone with the 4th round pick, something like that. Petrie, Cam Thomas again, Petrie. Okay, I think Petrie has it, folks. We're going to add him here at 62. Now we've gotten a new corner. We've gotten a new safety. We've gotten 2 edges, one that can play right away, but he's a little bit older. And maybe that takes Boye out of a second contract. I don't know. But we've also gotten a ojabo that's going to take the year to heal and get better and then put him back in. Now, the Falcons want out of 82 for a swap of a 6th for the 4th. That's interesting. Let's counter that just so we can look at the board. And I would want a different fourth here, folks, or maybe a fifth. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to work out, Falcons, but that's okay. So what we have here, Cole Strange went off, Khalil Shakir went off, Alante, Calvin Austin went off the board, Sam Williams went, Benito went, Cam did go, 67. Okay, so did I miss Pascal? Did he go? No, did we take him? I'm losing my mind here, folks. Yeah, it looks like Pascal went somewhere. Oh, yeah, because they listed him as edge. That's why I'm not seeing him. Yeah, he went right after we chose. That's who the Bengals were trying to get. So we are here on the clock. We have Abraham Lucas. You've seen us mock him before because he is a guy that can play right tackle as a backup. We have a couple of the tight ends. Both those guys are the mid-tier tight ends. I could live with that. But at 82, I don't think it's worth trading up for. Anderson, I don't think is trading up for. Pierce is a likelihood at our actual pick, so I'd probably hold off for that. Troy Anderson is still available, but he should be when we pick with our actual pick at 94. I know it'll be close, but I don't think he's worth trading up for and giving up assets, especially when the only offer we have right here is to give up our fourth and drop a whole round into the fifth. I'm not so happy with that. So, yeah, that I think I'm going to decline that and see where we go. So, yeah, let's see what happens at 94. And what did we see happen? 87 was Kobe, then Wandale. Alec Pierce went. Zach Tom went. Oh, and they picked us Ed Ingram. It did it again. I thought I had declined it again. That really makes me angry. So we're going to say that we took Jeremy Ruckert. How's that? And we're back on the clock at 93. I don't think we can start all over again. Chris, I like the way you're thinking. I think that's a good spot for him. Let's take a look at where we're at though. So we would never say we call that instead of Ed Ingram. Say we took Zach Tom. We have the Abe Lucas, the backup swing tackle. That's what we're going to call that since it went right past us again. Trade with the 49ers. Be shocked if we took two corners in the top 4 rounds. We didn't. We took one safety and one corner. And so I don't think we'll go corner here either. Let's see. What do we have available? We have another pretty athletic tight end. We have another safety in Kirby Joseph. We do have Fedarius Mathis in terms of like eating up blocks in the middle. That's definitely something that he can do. I just don't think he has a ton of pass rush is the problem. John Ridgeway, I don't know that I'd put him above Mathis, but they're close, so I can live with that. Tyndall is a great athlete, but he, for me, is a downhill athlete. He's not a turn and run. And so I don't think, let's double check. Yeah, coverage-wise, you still have JoJo, you still have DeMarco Jackson. Some people think that Brandon Smith is a coverage guy. I don't think I'd go that far. Malcolm Rodriguez is somebody we can pick up later that definitely has the prowess and athleticism to be that kind of role. So for me, it's about Kyle Phillips, Channing Tindall. We took Woods' partner, Petrie, so I don't think we can double up there. Let's see, Clemens. We're calling this the tackle that we would have taken, so that's fine. I like Booker here in a round. I got to double check our picks one more time. Okay, so we do have 121 still. And that's interesting because I think he's actually slated at 121. Thomas Booker, Stanford interior defensive lineman, is a guy that's very athletic for the position, has some pass rush to him, and I do like him. So he is another guy that we could consider. But we have a single wideout. In fact, George Pickens is our only true offensive weapon. The 94 pick would have been a tackle, not an interior lineman, but it still definitely could have been a lineman, especially with Lucas Niang's recovery. So looks like you guys are saying JoJo or Kyle Phillips. Let's narrow it down to those. And Chris, I'm sorry. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. But I don't think Tyndall Tyndall's a luxury at this point. If we're going to pick a linebacker, I think he's got to be able to play some pass coverage. And Tyndall has been, I don't know, pretty up and down at that at best. So thank you for your support. And I'm sorry. Maybe we'll do another one. I think that Dan's going to do another mock this week before we're done. Jojo. Jack, we've traded around quite a bit, and we've narrowed some of our picks. We gave up the sevenths. We gave up one of the fourths in order to get picks at 35 and 37. We moved back from 30. We moved up from 50. Then we moved back up from what we got from that to get to 41 to get Pickens. And then we got moved back up again, back from what we had gotten as value to move back to 62, our original pick, and take Petrie. That's where we've gone. Jojo is winning the vote here, folks. So even though it's a little early for him, and I do think Kyle Phillips is the better prospect, I think you guys have spoken. And we're going to take Jojo and get that coverage-oriented nickelbacker, linebacker type guy. We'll see, because as much as I do like Kyle Phillips, and I do think he was the better prospect there, there are more wide receiver prospects late that we can look to do something similar with. Now, Washington wants out of their fourth, and they want both of our remaining picks. I'm going to counter this just so we can look. And what's out here? We do have our pick that I was talking about for our interior defensive lineman, Booker. I do like him. We have more receiver depth. So I don't think that I want to do that. But what I would do is find a team that'll let me trade back like Philly and try to pick up an extra seventh, because then we can get a couple of wide receivers is what I'm thinking. And then let them battle it out. And so I'll move back to 124. And I just want you to give me that extra seventh. What do you guys think of that? That okay with you? Okay, looks like one vote yes. Get another wide receiver. I doubt we move both firsts. Yeah, that's why I took Booth at 29. I don't know that they can move them both. We stayed at 29. We only moved out of 30. So Aaron's good with this. This sounds good. Okay, we'll go back to the trade, and we will do that. We'll move back three spots and pick up an extra seventh rounder. Then we can do another special teamer / wide receiver corner kind of guy. Okay, so we get that. Yeah, and Chris Weeks, you're right. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Jarrett Stearns is going to be there. I think he's actually, in all reality, going to be a free agent, a UDFA, probably a priority one, but I think he will get there. Now the Falcons want to move out of theirs, and I don't think that's what I'm looking to do, gotta tell you. So we're going to let that roll. Ridgeway goes, D'Angelo Malone goes here. So if we hadn't got the two edges up high, we could have targeted Malone. I think he's going to be a fringe third rounder. Because he just screams off the edge so well. I think that's really important for him. Let's see. So this is where Gadecki went off as well. He would be another guy. I think he goes much higher than this. I think he's a third rounder probably as well. But now we're back to where we were talking about Booker. Booker or Butler are the best two interior defensive linemen here. And I think they're both better at pass rush than Arian Mathis was. So I think we're fine that we skipped out on him to come down here. We have the corner. They feel that they have three corners that they can run with. They might trade for another. You never know. So let's see what happens. So I don't think we want to go another corner here. This IOL is actually an OT on our board. And so just imagine this was Zach Tom, probably the tackle, not an interior offensive lineman. We wouldn't have done that. We got JoJo. We had the safety. We have the edges, and we have the starting corner. So let's see. Britton Covey's an interesting too. I think he's going to be low down, seventh, maybe a UDFA as well. So what I want to do is take Booker here and give him another pass rush presence on the inside, on the interior defensive line. How do you guys feel about that? Yes or no? Got one Booker. I think we got one Bryant. Is Kobe still there? I didn't think that he was. Maybe I'm wrong. Zion is there, but Kobe is not. And if we hadn't taken Petrie, I'd be talking about Brian Cook probably a round ago. So Booker's good. Gadecki. Joshua, Gadecki played offensive tackle. Gadecki's from Central Michigan, Chris. But I think people do think that he can move inside to center. I actually have him still surviving as a tackle. So I think that can be fine. Jason, Zion is still there, but I don't think in terms of what we've done and getting a starting level corner, I don't think there's room for Zion right now. So I'm going to prioritize tonight, unless you guys override me. I'm going to say Booker unless you guys want Zion McCollum specifically. And if you do, put it in the chat right now. We're going to wrap up in about 15 minutes. We're doing pretty good, but we have 2 7ths that we got to talk about as well. Let's see. Mike Baker says yes, so I believe that means Booker. So Booker or Zion McCollum? Booker, Butler then, Jason said. Booker. Chris Wanzer, I do think that they'll try to trade with the Eagles. That's a very good point. I don't know if they want to get a D tackle, though, with that pick. I think they might be going up for a wide receiver. Butler, Booker. Best available that fills a need. Well, that's what I'm talking about, Cole. That's why I'm leaning towards Booker. No, Crayson, we're well past UDFA's playing corner for this team anymore. They have to invest in some actual talent and not just see who's left. Okay. Mathis is gone, DC. So it looks like Booker has the votes. So we're going to take Booker and fill that interior gap with another pass rusher who is very athletic. And now we get to let it run down to the 7th. So we're going to see who's left. We have 2 7ths. So let me pause it. If you guys want me to try to trade back up to the 5th, I can try to do that. Who would we want to target, though? Say the Giants. They seem friendly enough, right? So we'll give you both our 7s, 237 and 241, if you give us 173. They're not interested. What about 182? They're not interested. Okay, so let's take this back to our old friend, the Bears. And can we get back to 150? No, they're not happy with that. They'd let us move 2 picks up to 186, which is a good 50 slots. So let's keep that in the back of our mind. Let's call our old friends, the Colts, see if they have any interest in moving around. And I'm trying to get back up into the 5th, Chris. That's what I'm trying to do. Let it ride, trade up. Jets. Jets is a good call. Thank you for that. Jets. They only have 1. They're not going to give it up. That makes sense. Who else? Go up and get Damone Clark. I like Damone, but I think we've addressed the linebacker enough that we have to look at, I think, depth at the wide receiver and corner spots instead. Ken says let it roll. Our German says trade up. Let's see. Who else? Let's get in. We're trying to get into like the 150s, maybe the 160s. So maybe the Jags. They've been happy to move around. They got a ton of picks back here. So can we give you 2 7ths and get up to 157? No. We can get up to 1. They won't even give us 180. Wow. Okay, that's not very much. So we had a better deal from the Bears. Let's see. Is old Bill going to give us anything? Where'd he go? I want to get up to there. But he doesn't want us to. Okay, that's fair. Who else you guys got? Is the draft Thursday? Yes, it is this Thursday. I'll be live on the Tegna streaming source for all the Locked On Network. You can find it at Locked On NFL channel here on YouTube. Dan will have our streams here on RGR, and I'll try to pop in when I can. But Seth will be around. Matt Derrick will be around. We'll have all that for you. Vikings, okay? I can try Vikings at 156. Good call. And this is what the team does on draft night. Just calling around. Who wants to give up a pick? We got 2 7ths we'll offer you. So I think the best we're going to do is we're going to get into the 180s. Would you guys rather do that, or do we want to let it fall to the 7th round and see what we get? Oh, and there went my background light. So we'll go blue now. So fall, go up, move up. Who are we going to move up for? It would be a wide receiver, right? So let's take one more look at who the wide receivers are. Try to get more weapons. Justin Ross is still there. Now, we're at 139 currently. We're going to have to let that roll if we trade up to the 180s. A lot of these guys are going to be gone. Toure's there for Nebraska. I actually like Braylon Sanders a lot. Trey Turner, Drummond, the other Ole Miss receivers there. Ja'Cory Robinson, I like him as well. And then there's old Jarrett Stearns that we can probably get in the 7th. I don't really want Laketta. I'm not sure if he's even available. He is available, though. Do you guys want Laketta for some reason? I think he's a tweener, and I don't know that he's going to be able to adapt to one position in the league. Move up. Defensive depth anywhere is as good as well. You're right. And that's what I'm wondering, if a trade up isn't worth it. I mean, we've done a very good job drafting so far. I'm actually very happy with the way this has come out. Thornton. What do we got? Oh, Chris, I'm sorry I left your super chat up there. Folks, if you super chatted and I missed you, please let me know. Very much appreciate it on all the support. You can always super chat us. And however this ends tonight for the end of our draft, I'll be doing the Q&A tomorrow night as normal anyway. So definitely can get your super chats in there next time. Oh, Dan made it. Maybe he was trying to get in the chat and I ignored him. I'm sorry, Dan. I sent you the link earlier. If you have it, you can jump in, Dan. So I'd like to see what you think of these last ones. I will send it to you again to tell you the truth. Right now, Mr. Harms. It is in your DM, Dan. Okay. Need more edges. We drafted 2 edges. Let's recap real quick at what we're looking at. We started with Andrew Booth. We took him just at 29. We didn't get an offer to trade up, and we just kind of took it there. Now both my lights are on for some reason. I'm okay with blue. I don't like purple so much. Then we came back. We were able to move back from 30 to 35 to get boye and mafe. He was available. It was him and ojabo that were the last 2 edges that are in the second tier that were available. So then we got an offer to move back up to 37. So we grabbed it, and we grabbed ojabo as well. So now we have 2. One that can start immediately, one that will be ready next year for the replacement for Frank. So that's planning ahead in my book. Then we came back. We traded back up to get George Pickens. It was him and Watson that were available. We were hemming and hawing there. We ended up going with Pickens. And we traded some of the clout that we got before. We traded back to our original pick at 62 to take Jalyn Petrie. And this thing's just bound and determined to make me angry. So I'm shutting it off, and we're going to go with this one now. And then that is a mistake that the machine took us. That was going to be Zach Tom, the backup tackle, as kind of a swing emergency in case Niang doesn't join. Okay, maybe Dan's got a kid thing going on, so he may just be watching. Glad you guys are here. And then JoJo Doman at the last of our top 100s. And then we took Booker as an inside pass rusher threat. So now we're just here. And the question just becomes, do we try to trade up into the 6th to get somebody that we feel can make a more impact? Or do we wait to the 7th and take whatever defensive depth and wide receiver depth is there? That's kind of the thing. So 7th or trade up? That's what I need to know from you guys in the chat. Hit me right now. Ryan McGuire said, stay with the 7ths. Drunken German said he can give up. I trust if we give up the 7ths, that's fine. Can wait for Frank Clark off the books. 7ths, Eric said, by the shape of this draft, he's just going to have to be very, very busy. Yeah, absolutely. And I do think that is a definite possibility. Keep them. All right, then we're just going to let it roll. It seems like everybody wants to keep the 7ths, and we'll just see what we have available. We'll make the best decisions when we get there. I think that makes sense as well. So we're just going to We're going to actually, let me go back to that. We're going to back out of it all the way. Hopefully this won't auto select for us now. We'll see. If not, we'll see how it goes. We're going to keep it down. We're rolling down. We have 2 selections left. We know we have some wide receivers that we can target. Hopefully we'll have some corners as well. We'll see how they come off the board here. Yeah, it's churning right away. Malcolm Rodriguez was going to be a late sleeper option for me as well. Okay, and it did stop on our 237. It took Keontae Ingram, though, for us. And, okay, it did it again. So that's all right. I think a 7th round running back is actually an option. What Brett Veach said the other day was that he likes the talent in the 5th, 6th, and 7th and the UDFAs. That tells me anywhere on day 3, if they get a guy that they like in a good spot, they'll take it. Jonathan, thank you. I should have done that. Was a little late to pull the trigger there, but now we're here. And Bubba Bolden, I don't think is a guy that I want. It's funny that Darian Kendrick on this board has fallen all the way to the 7th round. I don't think that's true. He's not a 1st round selection, but I don't think he's a 7th round selection either. I think he'll go early day 3. So I'm not too concerned about that as well. Who else is down here? Rambo is here. He's got some return ability. Let's see. Vincent Gray's down here. Dan likes the Michigan guys. He has some return ability, I believe, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Justin Schaefer, there's no way he should be this low. He's a guy that can grow into a starting guard, in my opinion. Shea, Munford, Kyron Johnson, Rock Chalk. Really intriguing wide receiver, but actually I think I'd light him up. At tight end is Connor Tanner. So let's take a look specifically at the wide receivers. And we have some really interesting guys. Braylon Sanders is Matt Corral's other target after Drummond. I think he does a little bit of everything. You have Rambo. We have Kevin Austin, one of the best testers, the best athletes at the wide receiver position in this draft. He's available there. We come back with Tanner Connor. Like I said, he's big. I would put him at tight end rather than wide out, but that's okay. And then we have my guy Stearns. And we even have Ty Freifogel available. So let me know what you guys think here, or if you want to go in a different direction. Rambo, 7th for a guy named Rambo. Yeah, I mean, it is funny, isn't it? At corner, Josh Jobe is there. So is Darian Kendrick. In reality, I don't think either of them are here. Neither is Jalen Watson. I mean, in all reality, I think the actual options you might have at this point could be Flott, could be Wright. I think even Isaac Taylor Stewart's going to be gone before here in reality. Stearns will be at UFA. Yeah, he probably will, and that's fine. The best athlete left on the board is Austin. Let me double check, but I do believe it will be Austin. Kendrick tested okay. Job did not. Tariq Fields, no. Gray. Watson was solid. Stewart. Trey Turner was okay in testing. Yeah, so the best athlete is Kevin Austin, the wide receiver from Notre Dame. He's also good size, just not the most productive. Was he? Yeah, 6'4". So could be the next Kemp. Is that what you guys are looking for? Let me know in the chat. Austin. You guys like him? Okay, cool. I'll take Stearns as a UDFA. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. So it looks like we're all in on that. And Kevin Austin will be our last selection of this draft. And bada boom, it's going to wrap it up for us. I actually like the way that this draft went. We moved around quite a bit. I don't know if the Chiefs will be this active, but they certainly could be. Let's take a review real quick. We didn't trade up. We were tempted to, but weren't sure how we were going to target it, so we let it fall to us at 29. We didn't receive any trade offers, so we didn't trade. We hung in there, and Andrew Booth was available. I think he's top 3 for me. I think he's top 3 for Dan as well. Dan's working on his board. He probably have that for you on Tuesday, you guys. But definitely before the draft, we're both going to have our boards, and they're going to be free unlocked at the new Substack, NFL33.com. That goes to the Substack. It's just easier to use the .com. So we hung in. We traded back from 30 to 35 to get boye and mafe. And then we got some additional picks in the mix there. We used those to then come back up to 37 and grab David Ojabo to really double check our edge need. Then we did the same thing, took some of those assets we had received. We came back up to 41. We grabbed Pickens. We could have taken Watson, but we went with Pickens. And then we came back down at 62, got back to our original spot, took Petrie. Finished off, we took, this would have actually been Zach Tom at that time, the offensive tackle that can really, really athletic, can play both sides, I think, as a swing emergency type guy. Then we came back with JoJo Doman, strong safety / nickel linebacker that can play the coverage. We're pretty comfortable with that. Came back with Thomas Booker for inside pass rush. They auto-selected Keontae Ingram, which probably would have been one of the other corners. And then we finished up with Kevin Austin, one of the top athletic testers here at the wide receiver spot. So all in all, pretty good draft. I'm pretty happy with that. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for your support tonight. Very much appreciate it. And it looks like you guys seem to be pretty happy. If it, give me a thumbs up or something in the chat. Let me know. Okay. Some concerns about JoJo's age. That's all right. This was Rogue Nation draft. We all voted on the stuff in the chat, and that's where the majority went. And that's, it's kind of what Veach will do. He takes a lot of input from his staff. So he doesn't just overrule everything unless he really falls in love like he and Andy did with Clyde. So I think that represents the conversations that go on. So that's cool. So yeah, I think this was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for being here. The Q&A is tomorrow night. We'll answer all your questions just like we always do. So hit us with the super chats. If you left a super chat tonight and I missed it, I will follow up and double check it. And I got Chris's Tyndall, and I got Hydra's, and I got Liz's. Okay, so I got them all. So we'll resume tomorrow night with the Q&A. Also, my board will be out tomorrow. I should finish it up tonight. I'm not very far from being done, so I'm really happy with that. I think you guys are going to dig it. If you haven't seen the boards before, it's a PDF download that shows you everybody that I have laid out round by round, position by position. I believe Dan's doing one. I think Aaron's going to do one as well. We're going to try to get you a bunch of different views from the RGR staff. And Dan and I will have that out over at NFL33.com. That is the Substack. So thank you guys. We'll wrap it up there. It was a great night tonight. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your support. We'll talk to you tomorrow night for the Q&A at 6 Central. Have a good one until then. Enjoy your Monday. And hey, it's draft week.